Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Lomachenko, what's the deal, bruh? You really think people gonna be impressed with you fighting Teofimo Lopez leftovers? I mean, I get the angle here. You do better against common opponents. You give this false sense of this this narrative that, especially for Loma thick riders, like, I mean, look at this man defending here. Look at this. So fighting leftovers is gonna be the clear indicator that he's better than the guy that beat him in an actual fight? Seriously? Are we really serious here? You serious? Loma fighting Teofimo leftovers for the second fight in a row. Alright, he got Nakatani out of there. Had a better performance than Teo did. But who gives a fuck? He lost when he fought Teo. And are you really going to do better than Teo against Comey? I mean, Teo's iced him within 2 rounds. I mean, unless you get him in the first round. But at the end of the day, who gives a fuck if you go 12 rounds with Comey or if you knock him out in 5? It doesn't prove that you're better than Teo. You got to go in there and fight the dude to prove that once and for all. So I'm not impressed with Loma going after Teofimo Lopez leftovers. Loma should be fighting Devin Haney. I mean, he's available. He is not signed to the zone. You are the #1 contender, according to the WBC. Doesn't mean you're the official mandatory, but you're not pushing for that fight for some reason. You can enforce your position, take away a protected fighter, gifted fighter, undefeated O. I mean, everybody in the boxing world would agree. We all disagree, of course, but everybody in the boxing world would agree that Lomachenko Haney is a more significant fight. It's a more impressive ledger on Lomachenko's resume if he goes in there and relieves Devin Haney of his gifted WBC strap and his undefeated record in the process. I mean, this is the fight we'd rather see, right? We want to see some competition. We want to see if Devin Haney's the real deal. Well, it seems like Bill Haney is actually calling for the fight. They want a Lomachenko fight. I'm not sure how serious they are. Bill Haney is suspect. You know, I mean, it took a lot of push for them to fight fucking Linares after all this time. I get it. It's a difficult fight to make because of the business. I mean, Devin Haney is making eye-opening purses to fight wash fighters, making 2 to 3 million to fight the likes of a Wash Gamboa and a past his prime Jorge Linares. So what's he gonna want to fight a Lomachenko? A fight he could definitely lose in the most significant fight of his career, the biggest fight of his career. If this fight goes down, he's gonna probably want double. But how's Arum going to do that fight? He can't pay Haney $6 million for a Lomachenko fight. Not on ESPN Plus. They'll have to put the fight on pay-per-view. But what type of numbers does that fight really do? 100K? 200K? Most likely it won't break 300K. Neither guys are pay-per-view draws. Devin Haney, at least not yet. But that's a fight Lomachenko should be pushing for, not another Teofimo Lopez leftover. Who gives a fuck about that? Him beating Lopez leftover is not going to prove that he's better than Teofimo. He's got to go into the ring once and for all to prove it in the rematch. Now, that's definitely the direction Top Rank wants to put Loma. Put him in there, a safer fight, in my opinion, with Comey compared to a Devin Haney. But this is where the bragging rights comes in. Taking away an undefeated fighter's record, his gifted strap in the process, if he can embarrass Devin Haney and show him what some people think that he is. Nothing more than a gifted WBC champion. Not really the real deal. Well, let's prove it. You know, let's squat up. Let's show some balls here. I mean, Top Rank, this is your chance to expose this guy. Why y'all not pushing for the fight? I don't get it. And if the zone wants to do it, hey, maybe there is enough the zone bags in order to make this fight. I know Haney's gonna want more than 3 million to fight Loma, so that's definitely an issue. It's an expensive fight that Bob probably can't afford. So let Eddie do it, you know. Let him foot the bill. Let him put up the money. Let him take the risks. You've done it before, Bob. You let him take that L on that Jose Ramirez Maurice Hooker fight. You let him front the bill on that, and look what your fighter did to Eddie's fighter. You went over to the zone, took away that bag, took those zone bags, and relieved an Eddie Hearn fighter of his strap. Let's do it again, but only this time for bigger glory. Let's relieve Devin Haney of his strap. Or is Richard Commey really going to be in the offing? Is that really going to be the next fight for Loma? It's not a bad fight, but I mean, feasting on Lopez leftovers, man. I don't know, man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look to me. You should be going after Devin Haney's strap. I mean, he's the only undefeated champion in the division. Well, regular champion, whatever you want to call him. He's the #1 contender, right? He's the #1 top contender in the lightweight division, if you don't want to count him as a champion. And I don't. Teofimo's the undisputed champion, but unfortunately, he's got an issue with Triller. He's got an issue with his mandatory defense. And if a resolution is not solved, there could be lawsuits. I really don't know how Triller wins that case if they defaulted on the bid. Top Rank ended up doing the fight on their own for a September date in the U.S., which is what Teofimo Lopez team prefer. Man, that Triller situation is hilarious. I mean, Teofimo might as well just taken that L instead of to avoid all this nonsense. He would have maybe tested positive anyways, but he wouldn't have to go through the stressful situation of possibly going to Australia, which he's not going to do anyways, and relieve himself and vacate the IBF belt and make himself look bad in the process on this business venture with Triller that went absolutely nowhere. So Teofimo is not available this year for Loma. So why go after another leftover? Let's relieve Devin Haney of his strap. I know Gervonta's not going to fight you, so he's out of the question. Let's not even talk about him. I already know what their plan is, what they trying to do. They ain't trying to get in there with no Lomachenko, even though that's one of the biggest fights out there for them and Lomachenko, but they don't want the smoke. So Devin Haney, maybe he does want the smoke. His father's talking shit. They haven't really shown much of it in the ring, but maybe you know, call their bluff. Let's see what they want. Let's see if we can make a deal. But let's all agree that is the preferred fight here, not a freaking another Lopez leftover. Sorry, Loma fans. Feasting on leftovers and having better performances is not going to prove that he's better than the guy that beat him, which is what happened when they fought. And what will happen again in a rematch? Will it be repeat or revenge? Guess we won't find out till early next year when that rematch does occur. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.